So at the beginning of the year, as I started to plan and build my new pedal board, the question of switchers and loopers came up. And apart from asking, what do they do? The important point was, did I really need one? Hello viewer, my name's Stu. Welcome to the channel where I cover all kinds of music gear that I use along on my guitar journey. Now in a previous video, I covered the whole process behind my latest Pedalboard project, but because of the way folks use YouTube in regard to products that they're looking for specifically, I've broken down specific products into separate videos with a bit more information. And so, coming up, number one, the GigRig Quartermaster QMX6 switcher looper. What's in the box and its specifications. Number two, simply explained what is a switcher looper and how does this one work. Number three, points of interest. How easy is it to set up? Does it make any difference to my setup? Was it worth installing on my pedal board? And why did I purchase the GigRig Quartermaster? Number four, conclusion, final remarks. So without further ado, number one. This long, thin cardboard box came as part of a larger consignment, which was part of my latest pedalboard project. Do check that out if that interests you. And inside the cardboard box is the GigRig switcher, which feels nice and solid in its metal construction. I also have what looks like a complimentary high-quality 1/4-inch jack and a card with general information and a code to direct you to the full manual if you need it. Now as you can see, it has a very nice tough looking black finish with all the appropriate text information in white, and this particular unit is approximately 41 centimeters long. Now this is a 6-channel switcher. It has 6 foot switches on the top face, and I will say these are very solid and smooth in operation, very nice. Now GigRig calls them Opto-Kick foot switches and states that they have gold contact relays for a high quality signal and extremely low switching noise. Now, another feature is that the unit has a built-in buffer, thereby helping to keep the signal strength constant. Now turning to the front side facing, we have 12 1/4-inch jack sockets. That's 2 sockets in and out for each loop or send and return, if you will. Again, very good quality jack sockets. You can also see 6 plastic flip-flop button switches, which enable you to switch pedals on while cancelling other pedals at the same time. LED lamps help you to see if the pedals are on in blue and also when the flip-flop button is engaged in red. And I'll demonstrate this shortly. On the right end of the switcher box we have the 1/4-inch input jack, and on the left hand of the unit we have the 1/4-inch output jack along with a standard 9-volt socket. Now, number two, simply explained, what is a switcher looper? How does this one work? So, what is a switcher looper? Without getting into a long conversation, because I'm only demonstrating a fairly straightforward switcher looper unit here, a pedalboard switcher enables you to quickly switch out between effects pedals, and certain types enable you to switch between amplifiers. So in other words, it's a quick way to be able to make choices regarding the effects or amplification you're using. Now the more feature-rich units enable you to program multiple pedals, thereby giving the guitarist a quick way of changing their sound for a given track on the set list without the need to reset pedals and tap dance around a pedal board, switching pedals off and on. How does this one work? Well, here you can see on my pedal board that I have a buffer unit at the start of my pedal board. I plug my guitar into this and the buffer unit is connected to a noise gate, which is then connected to the input of the Quartermaster switcher. Now of course you can plug your guitar directly into the switcher if you've got no pedals that you want to use before it. Now I've selected 6 pedals that I want to have easy access control over, and using 2 patch leads per pedal, these are connected to each of the channel jack sockets, that's the send and return. The pedals themselves, they must be powered and switched on at all times for them to operate via the switcher. Now finally, a lead from the output jack goes to my volume pedal and so on until it returns back to the buffer and then into my amplifier. Again, if no other pedals are needed, out with the switcher, a lead can go directly from the switcher to an amplifier. Now the Quartermaster features a flip-flop option, and to demonstrate that, how that can be used, here you see I switch the Ibanez overdrive on and the blue light comes on. And now I switch on the Boss graphic equalizer and the blue light comes on. And as you can hear, both pedals are operating together. But say I wanted to quickly switch one pedal on and the other off at the same time, I would then need to push in their corresponding flip-flop buttons. And now, when I have the overdrive pedal on and then choose the graphic equalizer, the overdrive pedal automatically switches off and the red light comes on. Number 3, points of interest. How easy is it to set up? Does it make any difference to my setup? Was it worth installing on my pedal board? And why did I purchase the GigRig Quartermaster? So how easy is it to set up? Well, these particular Quartermaster units come in 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 channel loop configurations, and setup is very straightforward. It's usually placed at the front of a pedal board for easy access to the foot switches, and it does require a 9-volt power supply. Now you simply plug each pedal that you want to control with the switcher into the in and out loops of each channel. That's the send and return sockets. Now you can either plug your guitar directly into the switcher jack input, or if you're using a pedal or pedals before the switcher, go from the last pedal into the input jack. The output jack can then either go straight to the amplifier, or as mentioned before, it can go into another pedal which is not required to be controlled by the switcher. Using the flip-flop options is as quick as pressing in a button, and quite frankly, it couldn't be simpler. Does it make any difference to my particular setup? Well, my pedal board, despite its size, it's fairly simple. However, while a switcher, it wasn't really necessary for what I do, it's actually nice to have, and to some degree it gives me possible options should I find myself playing in a live environment again. But all in all, I do enjoy using it. Was it worth installing on my pedal board? Now for sure, you can purchase cheaper switcher units by other manufacturers, but I do like the straightforward design of the Quartermaster units. They are very well made and built to last, so for me personally, that's a feature set that I do tend to go for. So yes, it was worth it for me, and as I said, I enjoy using it on my pedal board. Why did I purchase the GigRig Quartermaster? Well, as already mentioned, I bought the 6-channel Quartermaster because it fitted my needs as a simple but well-built, high-quality switcher. I looked at other models, and while there were one or two that did catch my eye, I came back to the simplicity and build quality of the GigRig Quartermaster unit. Now for those interested, GigRig, they make a number of feature-rich, programmable models for those that need a lot more. So number 4, conclusion, final thoughts. As always, with all my reviews, no one paid me to mention any of the products shown. These are just my own opinions since I own and use the gear. I don't find anything negative to say about the GigRig Quartermaster. Not for what I use it for, I'm very happy with it. As I say, there are quite a number of switcher units out there from low to high price tags. The Quartermaster is certainly not the cheapest available, but for what I wanted, I do like its clean, simple layout. Now in the next video, I take a look at another unit that can often be overlooked. Once again, if you enjoy the content, please do think about subscribing. Hit the bell to get notifications, like and share. As always, it really does help the channel out. And do check out my channel playlists because I cover such a wide variety of equipment reviews as I sort out the gear that I would use in my own music and recording projects. So whether you're a newcomer, an ongoing player, or like me, just an old hand returning to guitar playing, I always take time to engage with folks who take time to comment. So please do comment. Until next time, the journey continues. Take care.